welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, the Minister Jonathan Simmons, and we're thankful to all those of you who are watching us here on the broadcast. We also want to give a big shout out to those of you who are tuned in to listen to us on the audio on WIGO, the legendary WIGO Pace Setter 1570 AM, located just 20 miles or so south of downtown Atlanta. And also, hey, for those of you watching us on the archive, the replay, we appreciate you very, very, very much. So thank you for tuning in and joining us today and or tonight, whichever time you guys have tuned in. We appreciate each and every one of you that has done so. All right, guys, anytime I do this show, we bring in one of the most beautiful women in the world of sports talk radio or TV. We simply know her as the Queen. Tree Dolman is back in the building.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Hey.
Well, so
I
we're back
today.
here.
I hope everybody voted. Rock your voice. Rock your vote.
Right. I hope y'all did something. Vote. Yeah. Hope you did whatever you had to do today. Always interesting when we have times of voting. Yes, just a very interesting time. Working with the radio station. My ears, I will say, have been overly saturated now. I don't want to hear any more commercials because we play them like that's because that station makes money. They play them round the clock. So hopefully we can rest for about another. I can't rest too long. About 18 months because the presidential election will be coming up soon. So not too long to rest. But yeah, hopefully and prayerfully we can see some good things done for the country at large, and hopefully everybody will act right regardless of who wins the election here in Georgia. Those of you who have been asleep at the wheel, Raphael Warnock, Reverend Pastor Raphael Warnock against former football legend Herschel Walker. It's been a wild one. But anyway, enough of that. Yeah, so it's been also a big weekend in sports. We got it all narrowed down for the college football playoffs. Everything's cooking. Georgia has won the SEC championship. Michigan has won the Big Ten title.
Back to back, back to back. Woo!
Back to back, back to back. That's right. And it's Georgia's first one in a minute because a lot of people forgot that Georgia, although they won the national title, they actually lost the SEC championship to Alabama. So This is a big win for them. I think this is the second one for Kirby. I think they won one in 2017, I think. But anyway, Georgia
Alabama
fans,
won. I was actually at that game. Georgia was up. Alabama came back and won.
Oh, that was that nonsense. Yeah, how about that? Let's see here. SEC championships. Let's get it straight here. So we know. But yeah, I think it might be the first one for Georgia under Kirby's reign. So let me see if I can go ahead and do some investigation. It says here Georgia's won the SEC. Yeah, it's their first SEC championship since 2017.
Oh, I'm thinking of 18. It was January of 18 that my husband and I went to.
Right, and that was actually if I'm not mistaken, that was actually the college football championship. And you're right. Yeah, Georgia was up big. I think it was 21-6, 24-6, something like that. They were up big, bottom line. And the Alabama Crimson Tide came rolling back to take care of business and knock them out of the box. So, yeah, kudos to them. I mean, they did what they had to do. Yeah. And so now it's going to be Georgia's turn. Can they go back to back? That's the big question. Can Georgia go back to back and win two straight natties? It's only been Alabama has done it. And I think it's the last team to do it. Matter of fact, I know it's the last team to do it. So we'll see if Georgia can match Alabama and win two straight national titles. But they're going to have their work cut out for them because it looks like in order for them to win the title, they will have to defeat not one but two Big Ten teams.
Listen, can you say that one more time, Jonathan?
I said in order for them to win the title, it looks like they would have to beat not one but two Big Ten teams in order to win the title. And it'd have to beat the two very best of the Big Ten have to offer the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines. So there's no doubt that the Bulldogs have got their work cut out for them. First of all, they have to get by Ohio State, which is a team that on paper actually matches up against Georgia very well. Yeah, Georgia's a team that's had some trouble against big plays, and Ohio State, if their quarterback gets time, he can sling it with the best. So it's going to be interesting. We'll talk about a little bit about that more in the in the college football section. We want to jump in, hopefully, very shortly to talk about what's been buzzing. There's been two headlines that have been buzzing around, one nationally, one here in Atlanta. Of course, the one buzzing around nationally is Prime Time. Coach Prime, he out of here. He is leaving Jackson State and heading on now to I shouldn't say the hinterlands. He's heading to the Pac-12 to be the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, who last year won all of one game. So he is heading there, and we want to get the answer. Who knows if anybody has the answer? Why did Coach Prime leave Jackson State out to Colorado? We'll talk about that. And locally, apparently there's been a little tension between our star point guard Trey Young and our head coach Nate McMillan, and came out a little bit. Zach Klein, who was the sports director, I think it's WSB. He tried to get Trey to say something on camera, and Trey would have none of it. He just kept telling him, "Man, this is a private matter." So we want to talk about that. We are waiting for our champion, Mr. Tyrone Poole, to enter the building. And so while we're waiting for him, we're going to take a quick little station break. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you, and thank you.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
That's right, boys and girls, our friends and citizens, men and women. If you need a voice for your advertisements, please give us a call. Either myself or some of the other folks that we have working with us can do a voiceover for your commercial. We can even actually make a commercial for you. So if you need some help doing some promotion and marketing, please, ma'am, please, sir, give us a call today. Let's go ahead to social media here.
Can I just do a quick, it's Sparkle's birthday.
How about that?
Let's go ahead. Birthday. Say hi, everybody. Say today's my birthday.
Sparkle is in the building.
Yes, mommy loves her baby. She's such a good girl. So happy birthday, Sparkle.
Happy birthday to
love you.
Z Sparkle. And I'm sure she at some point will contribute onto the show and make her presence known. All right, let's go here to social media. Our man Todd has said, he's trying to stir up the pot here on the Real Talk Sports Show. He says Trey is looking for a trade. He's asking for a trade.
Well, let's talk about the trade situation.
Yeah, so let me see if I can get this video up here. But bottom line is evidently Coach Nate felt that Trey should be able to play the other night, and Trey evidently was having none of it. And so there was some discussions that went back and forth between the coach and his star player that were private, and that information was not supposed to get out. But unfortunately, it got out, and the news media descended on him, and Trey would have no more conversation about it. And again, that was with him and Zach Klein kind of going back and forth. Zach Klein is sports director for WSB TV here in Atlanta. And I'm going to try to see again if I can get that clip up so you guys can take a look at it and tell me what you think.
So is it that he wasn't ready to play? Because I heard that he got upset at Trey because during shoot around, he wanted to get treatment during shoot around. And so because he missed shoot around because of treatment, he told him that if you play, you'll come off the bench. So he wasn't going to start him.
Right.
Because he did it during shoot around.
Let's see if I can get him answering this question here, at least some of it. Let's go here too. I'm going to try to share the screen here if we can. Let's get out of here. And so we can share this screen if we can of Trey Young making his comments. And while we're trying to do that, we're going to go ahead and bring on Mr. Tyrone Poole. And I'm going to let you two guys chop it up for just a moment. Every time again when we do this show, we have beauty, but we also have a champion as well. Not one, but two-time Super Bowl champion. He is also played over a decade in the NFL, and then usually NFL means not for long, but not in the case of Mr. Tyrone Poole. And he is a member of the Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame, and he also is on the ballot to be inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. The one and only Mr. Tyrone Poole is in the building. Hello, sir.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Hello, Miss Tree. How you doing, Jonathan, and all the great people in radio and television land. Hope everybody's having a great day.
Yep, everybody's doing well. We want to get into, I would say, I guess, controversy here. We talk about Trey Young, and he had some back and forth with Zach Klein, who is the sports director for WSB, and we're going to attempt to see if we can get a little bit of that clip up here for you guys to take a look at, and then we'll talk about it really quickly and see what you guys have to say about this. All right, here we go. Let's go to sharing that screen, and we are going to do that. And we want to make sure the audio is there. We certainly do. And we're going to pop this up, and let's see what we got here. Here we are. I think that is the screen. Nope. Let's go to the Chrome tab. Here we go. And let's try to share this, and we'll try to get his comments up so you guys hopefully can hear it loud and clear.
Agree. And I mean, it's unfortunate that private situations and private conversations get out to the public, but I guess that's what the world we live in now. But I mean, I'll just focus on basketball and focus on that's what I gotta get focused on.
But what's public was that you not at the game. Yeah, weren't you there?
Man, it's how you at me, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to don't know the full situation to understand it. So, I mean, like I said, it's a private matter again, and it made public, which is unfortunate. And if it was stayed private, it probably wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But like I said, it's unfortunate. I mean, my job and my goal is to win a championship, and that's all I focus on.
But you can see the perception, though, Trey. You are a leader of this team, and when you're not there to support your guys.
When you're an outside guy like you are, you don't understand in a private matter, in a private situation. You should probably stay on the outside. And like I said, it's unfortunate that everybody has to understand and know a little bit of the details that went on inside. But I mean, inside here, we're all good. And I mean, if you got any more questions about that, then you can talk to somebody else about it. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, and I respect what you're saying about the private of the locker room, the private of the practice court. We're not here. I guess it's just a public thing of you not going to support your teammates when you're healthy, but not going on the bench. So where's the disconnect there?
If I was healthy, I would have been playing.
But, I mean, John was in a boot, and he was still at the game.
Yeah, but you don't know the full story. Again, no, I don't.
So there's more to it because you being healthy. I mean,
a private matter needs to stay private.
And there you go. Trey said he's not talking about it. And that is it. Let's go to social media. Todd feels that Trey is acting like a prima donna. And then he said... And then he also said, preacher, he's asking for a trade. I don't know. All right. Tree, what do you think about the Trey Young situation? Much ado about nothing, or you think there's something possibly going on in the locker room that might create a problem down the road?
I definitely think there's something going on when he missed the game and he was not there. But we don't know everything that happened. I mean, it was obvious that he wasn't at the game. I even noticed that when I saw the other injured players sitting there, and I thought, well, where's Trey? And this was before all this even came out. I just hope that they can get back on the same page, because if there's problems in the locker room, they always carry over to the court at some point. And I think that the Hawks play better when the team is gelling. So I hope that they can resolve this issue, whatever it is. And I'm hoping, Todd, even though you're usually right, that he's not requesting a trade, because Trey is the face of the team. He is the team. And He's the heart of the team. And so I'm hoping that he can stay because he really does make a big impact for the Atlanta Hawks in the city of Atlanta.
And of course, Todd feels that it has to do about a woman. I'm not sure about that, Todd. I think you're trying to stir
About a
public.
woman, he has a
Yeah,
fiance,
yeah, I think he's acting crazy. All right,
and Nate is married.
yeah, yeah, I don't. That's what that is. That's just Todd being Todd. Amen. All right, Tyrone, your thoughts, if any, about the Trey Young situation with Coach Nate?
All of what I just hear right now, that's all I can elaborate on. And from a social media standpoint, and a player, I agree with Trey. But I also understand that the media has a job to do to try to report to the public. But there are times when, hey, the media, it's none of your business, man. If people who disagree with me, okay, let's look at it from a different light. What if somebody came knocking on your door, you and your wife, having an argument, or not even arguing, you just got a little bit of drama going, okay, and then your neighbor come knocking on your door. Hey, what's going on? You open the door just to be kind. Trey answering the question just to be kind. But then the neighbor want to keep prowling. Well, you telling your neighbor, oh, everything's cool. And the neighbor keeps saying, well, hold on, everything ain't cool. I hear this, and go back to your house. Isn't that what you would tell him? Okay. So it just seems like when you are a figure, when you making millions and millions of dollars, we're not human. Okay. But I understand the media got to do their job. And like I said, I'm just talking off of what I just saw in the video. I'm just talking about the media part. Okay. So again, that's just my take on that part with the actual video. Zach or whoever the media, there's certain, you stay in your place. Okay. I answered your question. Okay. Let it go. All right. If I want to answer.
I love how Trey responded to him, I must say.
I didn't hear that. Say that again, Trey.
I'm agreeing with you, Tyrone. I said, I love how Trey responded to him.
Yeah. I'm like, that's why you see these head coaches. Now you don't want Bill Parcells and Mike Dicker up there. They'll really tell you what time it is. Bill Parcells said that's a stupid question. Next. See, Trey was being nice with it. But still, media, stay in your spot. I know you want to report and get the public everything they need to know, but you know what? Some things are our business only. You wouldn't want nobody coming to your house. What if Trey came to a Zach Klein house? Hey, Zach, I heard a whole lot of noise coming out here. You think Zach will say, oh, yeah, Trey, man, look here. Man, I did this, I did that, man. No, he going to say, well, Trey, this is not basketball. Okay, this is my house. Now, when I come to your place, come on, people, let's be real now.
Okay, Todd said, hey, he said, Tyrone, listen, the guy's making millions. We deserve now that actually that word should be answer. He was typing so fast he got amateur, but it's supposed to be answer. That's what he's supposed to say there.
All I can say, Todd, whatever position you do that you're high in, then for me to come and try to answer that question, whatever question they would ask you, it wouldn't even fit me. So for you to say what you said until you actually are in Trey's position, Todd, then you talk. Okay. Other than that, you just speculate like everybody else. And that's just being kind with it.
Well, I will say in agreement with part of what Todd said, for him to miss a game, I did think that was a bit much, finding out that it wasn't an illness or personal reason from at least what we've been told. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just seems like he missed the game because of whatever transpired between him and the coach. And as an athlete, that just can hurt the locker room when you are the face of the team, captain. Even if you can't play, if you can be on the bench to support your team, I always think that's important. Again, I don't know if that's what's happening, so I'm not speaking to it in regards to Trey, but just hoping that he didn't just miss just because he was upset.
Well, how about this? Like I said, I've been on that side. I know exactly what that arena's like. All right. I know what that uppercut feels like. I know what it feels like. Okay. I'm talking from experience. So if Zach Klein really want to dig down, hey, Trey, can I talk to you off the record, man? Talk to you off the record. All right. Now that's how you get down with it. You want to know something personal? Let's talk off the record. But most of these reporters, they want to, because they know negative. I understand you want to get the media, you want to get the fans to understand what's going on. But if you really, really care,
Yeah.
Trey, okay, I see you. Okay, you know what? I'll ask you this. Can I talk to you about this off record? And then you make your assumption, you make your report clean, and you keep trade. That's how athletes keep trust with the media. Athletes don't trust the media, even though we're supposed to report. It's by in our contracts. You got to talk to the media. But if it was up to the athlete, man, shoot, they tell y'all, you know what? Be a part of next, next. But because it's in our contracts and the league say we got to talk to you guys, we just up there talking.
What was that football player? I'm only here because I have to be here.
Marshawn Lynch.
I'm only here because I have to be here.
That's what I would say. If Zach want to know the truth, hey, catch him, Trey. Let me talk to you offline, man. Let me talk to you offline.
Well, on that note, we're going to take our next thing, the commercial break. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show with more topics to discuss. Because you know what we're going to talk about next? Coach Prime. What do you think? We'll be back.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
All right, guys, we're back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Next to me, the queen, Miss Tree Dolman. Right underneath us both is the champion, Tyrone Poole. All right, more media rumblings. We hear what's going on here with Trey in Atlanta. We're not sure. And now the question is more media going down the road into Mississippi as the announcement was made that Coach Prime is leaving Jackson State and heading now to Colorado. All right. Why do you guys think that Coach Prime has left the building? Ms. Tree Dolman, you first.
I mean, out of his mouth, he said that he left not for a check, not for a bag, as actually I quote him saying, but that's end quote. But he said that he left because it's an opportunity and you're either going to elevate or get fired. And he wanted to elevate his career. And I do want to say that this situation bothers me. I'm so tired of hearing about people complaining or upset at Dion because he's leaving Jackson State University. Like, seriously, people, are you serious? I honestly, it blows my mind. The man went to Jackson State University. He has uplifted that program. He has uplifted HBCU football. He has uplifted. I mean, he donated out of his own pocket. I mean, so many things that he's done, right? Sellout games, media attention, college game day was there. I can go on and on. He did all of these things, and now he's moving on to elevate his career, and people have the audacity to be upset. Like, I don't get it. I'm confused. Somebody's going to have to tell me why. It makes no sense. And the fact that the internet is going crazy over this and acting like he's doing something wrong, I just don't get it. I'm lost.
Mr. Tyrone Poole, your thoughts about prime time leaving Jackson State?
I'm gonna flip it on you, John. I went to the HBCU, so I'm gonna come in last. I want to hear what you guys. What Tree gave a great report. I want to hear what you think about it, Jonathan. What do you hear? What you think about it? And I'll tell you straight from an HBCU how we feel about it.
Well, I mean, it's a tough call because you have a situation where, Dion came in. He has, as Tree mentioned, lifted the program. There were some thoughts, even out of his own words, when he talked about taking on Power 5 conference. He said, give me a few more years. So, based on those comments, you're thinking, hey, the guy's going to stay in there. He's talking about the fact that trying to build the program, build up HBCUs. So the thought was that next step was going to be, hey, Jackson State, maybe get Jackson State into another bowl game after Celebration Bowl where they could play against at least a mid-major D1 school. So I think that's why some people are feeling some kind of way. But if you peel back the onion, the realities are the guy, you can't question. The thing I don't like is that when people say it's all about Dion, because at the end of the day, if it was all about him, the guy wouldn't spend his money. Now I know people can say, "Well, hey, it's part of the bigger plan," but he kind of told you that. I mean, the guy told you he wanted to get in coaching. I don't think anybody or any coach is going to be satisfied with just playing and being a head coach at a D1 subdivision. I mean, what do you call it, FCS school. They're looking to move on. Now, what I don't like, it's got nothing to do with Dion. I just don't like, period, the way the universities or even the pro teams, but it's worse for the university talking about kids, the way they handle this and don't wait till after the season. I know what they say, hey man, we can't do that anymore because we got the portal and we got recruiting. We're gonna try to hit the ground running. I get what you're saying, but it's always to me a bad look when you got a coach that now has to basically be a lamed up coach into a bowl game or a championship game. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But other than that, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, the guy, yeah, maybe he did want to stay. And so for me, I guess the thing that I'm most disappointed about is that people knew the guy was being underpaid. So a lot of people were talking about, hey, we want to see more things out in the HBCUs. Why didn't somebody get a fund together and find a way to say, look, how much would it take you to stay and pay the guy some money? And not only that, make the investment that he started to make into building up the physical aspect of the university. So to make a long story short, I don't have a problem with him leaving. Like I said, I wish it could have been done in a little bit smoother fashion, but that's just the way college and pro sports are now. Once that deal's on the table, you got to take it, or else it could be gone. So, but the idea about he just did it just to kind of, you know, uh, what's the word I'm looking for, to kind of promote himself, that I don't agree with at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you said a few things that I agree with, and I'm gonna go back to what Trey said. We heard Trey Young say this. Okay, nobody knows what happened. Tree even said it. Don't actually know what was transpiring. All these opinions are coming from the outside. Okay, and usually those opinions don't mean nothing. All right, because you're not on the inside. I'm gonna start with where you mentioned, Jonathan. You mentioned, coming up with funds to try to, whatever. That's the question I want to know. Okay, I'm an HBCU product. HBCU product. So I have something in this. Okay, I have something actually in this. It's almost like the people at Jackson State. Okay, if you guys really want Dion to stay there, all right, like Jonathan said, how many people got together? Okay, we see what Colorado offering. Now we may not have the money that Colorado is going to offer, but man, let's show him that we want him to be here. How many relationships that went into divorce when you actually come to the couple later on? You ask the man, you ask the woman, you say, did you really want to be in your relationship? Yes, I did not want a divorce. Well, how come you divorced? All I was waiting for him to do is say he loved me. Little small things. But we sometimes as people, we feel entitled. I don't need to say that. I don't need to pay him. He should be glad to be here. Man, do you know what you got? Do you really, really know what you got? Okay? Because don't just look at it right now. Let's look at 5 years down the road. How much income? What kind of businesses could have come? So my question to Jackson State, when you heard the offer from Colorado or the SWAC, all of the schools in the SWAC, man, let's pony up some money, man, whatever. And man, this dude is bringing how many people the doggone attendance at Alabama State and all these colleges where Jackson State and Dion them showed up? How many attendance went up? Come on, guys, let's get together. But you know what? We are some of the biggest egotistical people, man. Man, it's all about him. You know what? He put money in your pocket. Putting money in your pocket. So Jackson State, did you guys really go and talk to your alumni? You got what? Probably over thousands of alum that have gone to Jackson State. Man, hey, oh y'all, let's give $5, $10, man. And then go to your businesses. Man, you know what? Man, didn't you guys benefit from Dion being here? Yeah. Can you guys put in $1 million? Can you guys? Come on, people. But like I said, when people don't want to do what they really want to do, they try to blame somebody else. Now, I sum it up with this right here. Now, I'm not calling Dion Christ, but I'm using the example of Christ, okay? The example of Christ. Now, Dion came, when Christ came here to the earth, his disciples, no, don't go. He said, I must go. But I'm leaving you with something. If I don't go, then the Spirit is not coming, okay? But you have walked with me. You talk with me. You see how I act. I questioned things. I turned over the table. We got 53,000 stands, 53,000 people in the stands. Where all that money going? I turned over the table. I exposed stuff. All y'all need to do is carry it out. I gave you the blueprint. But see, we some of the laziest people, man. I don't, you do it. You do it. So he left the blueprint, man. And here's the other thing too, people, okay? I'm very passionate about this right here because it's a doggone shame most of the people who talking are the people who ain't doing nothing and the people who opening their mouth never even went to a HBCU. All right? So just like Trey said, shut up. All right? So I'll say this. I think he actually has done a bigger thing by going to Colorado. He's done a bigger thing. Well, what do you mean, Tyrone? He don't left Jackson. See, that is what happened when you have 360 thinking people talking to 90-degree thinking people. That is what happens when you have those who are exceptional thinkers talking to those who are average thinkers. Because average thinkers don't think like 360 people. I see the big picture. By him going to Colorado, you know what Deion can say? You know what? Again, we think of a rock being thrown in the water, and it has a ripple effect, right? All right. Now, while he was at Jackson, yeah, everybody had a big ripple. Okay, but that was just the first step. Here's the second step to get to where we want to go, people. All right. Colorado, we don't know what his contract says, okay? But he may say Colorado or the NCAA or whatever. I don't know. You know, sometimes people tend to jump on the bandwagon when they see a movement going. All right. Colorado, maybe next year, whatever. I don't know. We play Jackson State. We're going to get Jackson State $1 million for playing us. We're going to get Tennessee State. Next year after that, we're going to play Tennessee State. They get $1 million. Year after that, we're going to play Grambling. After that, we're going to play. Now, they get $1 million, and here's the ripple effect. Now, Tennessee State calls up Fort Valley State. Hey, y'all want to play us? Y'all play us? We're going to give y'all $200,000. See, when you got 360-degree thinking people, you see the bigger picture. But when you got 90 small-minded people, that's what you get. You get people who are complaining. So that's what I take from it. Deion, man, go do your thing, bro. Go do your thing. Because we know he just said. He said in his interview, people talking about, I don't forgot. I don't left. If y'all don't know, I'm a black man. So Deion know what he doing. Just like they talk about Barack Obama. I close with this. But he didn't do nothing. Well, sometimes people, you just can't come out and say, hey, all the black people, y'all come on. We got to, no, man. Black people got to read between the lines. And some of us don't pick up a book, man. So, anyway, don't get me going. But that's what my take on it. And I'm happy for Deion. Now, what I do think Jackson State need to do to keep that momentum going, I say this. They need to go find a bigger name or at least the same name. No, not a name. Let's forget about the name. Somebody who got the same belief in their heart. Now, the person that I think they should go after, if he's willing, Herm Edwards. They should go after Herm Edwards, and Herm Edwards, he is on the equal with Deion. They both care about developing men.
Yeah, well, Deion wants the coach that's already there to take over the program, even though he said it's not up to him, but that was his vote. But I do just want to say that with everything that's going on, I'm happy for Deion. What I did not like, and I have to say this, I'm not happy about this. I did not like how he went into Colorado and spoke to those current players. That, I think, was so uncalled for him to, in his first meeting with them, tell them that they need to go into the transfer portal and that he's bringing his guys from Jackson State. He's already bringing his guys. I mean, it's good that he's bringing his guys, but I think there's a way to say everything. You have some of those players. I get that they may have won one game last year. I'm sure he's already looked at all of their film and talent. I'm sure he already knows what's going on, right? Before he even took the job. But some of those players could be there because their families went there. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. And so I just think you should have meetings with people one-on-one and different things like that. But the way that he went in there just saying, yeah, you guys should go to the transfer portal. I'm already bringing my guys. I just thought that was uncalled for and unnecessary. And if he was a player, he wouldn't want a coach coming in and talking to him like that, especially with who he is. He's not just a regular coach. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer, so that I just had to say that because I was disappointed in that one piece of how things have been going with him.
And I get that too, Tree. And again, let's understand where Dion is coming from, and I understand that language that he was talking, because I heard it myself. And also let's understand that these kids college is no longer like it used to be. College is a business now. It's NILs. All right. So you can't talk to these college kids no more. Even these college kids gonna get to the point where these college coaches gonna be like, I can't handle him. He making so much money. I can't. So the rhetoric, the way you talk to kids today, gotta change. They gotta change with the time. And Dion is who he is. Dion is like, I'm pretty sure with like when he was with the 49ers. When he was the 49ers, perfect example. Like he said, he is who he is. He's always been like that. Okay. I remember when they said Jerry Rice had a problem with Dion. And they were at the Super Bowl, getting ready to play the Chargers. And Dion had brought in a Lamborghini and all that stuff. And Jerry, he's all about business. And Dion said, man, look at here. They had, I think they had like a team-only meeting. And so after the meeting, basically, everybody talk about it, so to speak. Now they talk about it years later. And Dion said, he told him, man, look here. If we were at home on a Wednesday night, now y'all know we would be hanging out. Somebody be going somewhere. So we're going to keep what we doing going. All right. So again, these kids, I'm telling you, it's a business. And you got to let these kids know, man, look at here. We're here to win. And I'll say this in closing. Go look at that transfer portal right now.
Oh, no.
So many kids have transferred, man. They have, boy, look at that. Woo, that thing is ugly.
So, it is. And I know it's a business, but ultimately in college, which I'm sure even when I know why you went to Fort Valley State, you've told us, but I know that when kids are getting recruited by different schools, you go to a program where you feel like the coach cares about you. If you don't feel that coach actually cares about you as a person, why do you want to play for that coach? And that's just the point that I'm saying. I get the toughness. Trust me, I'm the same way where it's like, listen, I'm not playing around. If you're not here to focus and all this, then you're going to be out the door. I get all that. I'm just saying you still just want your players to know that you care, because we know he cares about his players. That's why he does all the things that he does. That's why he reaches out to get them in nice suits and different things like that. He cares. His actions show it. And it just seemed kind of heartless. Well, forget kind of. It was heartless the way that he went in, for his first meeting, just talking to those players. I just did not like that.
It's a business, man. They got to grow up at some time, right? They get into the pros, it's going to be even worse. So, again, I'm pretty sure a lot of them kids, if you knew you were worth your salt, hey, that didn't mean nothing to me. He just told me to step my game up. For anybody else who's soft, oh, mama, daddy, I'm not going to get that free lunch meal no more. So that's basically what he trying to say. All y'all who free lunch, them days are over, Jack. Y'all better wake up. Wake up. And I had that. I've been in there with new coaches that come into the pros or even in college. My coach was tough. He was tough. That's how I made it out. He would tell me, Tyrone, get your beep, 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 beep up. I knew he cared about me, because this is what I tell my son. I said, whenever a coach stops talking to you, that's when he don't care about you. All right? But when they talking to you, even if they talking whatever, the way you don't like it, they care about you still. All right? But when are you going to care about yourself? But again, I hear you, and I agree with you, Tree, but at the same time, it's a business, man. So...
I get that. And I agree with the tough love. Trust me. I mean, I'm the toughest of tough love. So I get that part. Like I'm not with the softness. And I see Ty said, Tree, the kids had hats on in meetings. That's a no-no for Prime. Why didn't they watch videos and do their research and made Prime mad? So he went off. I mean, at the same token, this is his first meeting with these guys. They don't have to go out and do all this research on a coach. He can come in the room and say, listen, no hats in my meeting, period. They would take off the hats. I mean, people aren't psychic. That's one thing. I'm big on communication. You can't expect people to know what's in your head, and this is their first time meeting you. So I can see if he had sent out a meeting agenda before he met with them saying no hats, and then they came in hats. Yes, I can see him being upset at that point. But again, people aren't psychic. And I think that's what's wrong a lot of times with so many things that happen in the world. we don't communicate how we should communicate, and too many people think that people are in their heads or in their minds, and that they know what you're thinking. People don't. That's why we have to communicate.
All right, here's what we're gonna do here. We got to communicate right now. We take a little bit of break. Also in the green room, speaking of some young guys, we got some young guys we're gonna bring in and let them get an opinion about this before we talk about, do we really have the best 4 teams in the Final Four playoff? Well, let's talk about that when we come back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Keep it locked right here for more.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, we're back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Next to me is the Queen, Miss Tree Dolman, and right beneath us is the champion, Tyrone Poole. And I felt like Usher's getting hot in here, but we're not asking nobody to take no clothes off, so we're going to stop it right there. We're going to go here to speak to 2 young men that got their start with the Real Talk Sports Show. They used to be 2 of my interns, but now they got their own show, and they're in the know. First of all, a guy that likes the Crimson Tide of Alabama. The one and only Mr. VJ is in the building. Welcome back, sir.
What's going on, Mr. Simmons? How you doing, Miss Tree, Mr. Poole? How y'all doing?
And a man that is a deacon in his church, but he's a bad man everywhere else. We used to call him the devious deacon, Miles Tyson, who's rocking the orange of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah. How you doing, sir? Yeah, just got all the orange on, man. You know, we're going to the Orange Bowl in Miami. Hey, it's all orange everything around here, man. We good. We good. How you doing, sir? We want Clemson. We want the ACC champ. We're going to redeem ourselves this, New Year's Day. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, how y'all doing, Mr. Poole? How you doing, Miss Lady? You good? Yeah. The minister. I'm in the house, man. Yes, sir. How you doing, Manhattan? Y'all go on to Manhattan, play Kansas State. Yeah, how y'all doing? Go ahead. You go ahead and have Kansas State. Yeah, y'all ain't in there. My bad. Go ahead, Mr. Simmons.
Time out. Deacon Tyson, did you get in that? Did you get some overly fermented or fermented juice there, bro? Because I mean, you got some kind of neck roll on, and
this is This is like, you know, you put this on the plane when you going to the Orange Bowl. So, you know, and I got the Tennessee bag. I'm packed up, man. I'm ready. We ready, man. And you see the Ric Flair, woo! We ready, man. We ready. We ready for this new. We ready for this new year.
See, I realize something, folks. This is what happens when you tell somebody, you give them the mic, and you tell them they're on prime time. They start to act a fool. I see. All right, let's go to social media right quick, and let's see. Todd, he's saying, "Hey, they closed. Todd immediately throwing some shade. He said, "Yo, young man, they closed Rocky Top." He said the wheels done came off.
That's okay.
Man,
that's okay. I'll let it go.
Todd ain't waste no time. He got right to it. All right, guys. Before we talk about the college football, what are you 2 guys' opinions, really quickly, on the whole Deion situation? Why do you guys think he leaves? I mean, are we making too much out of nothing? The guy's just going for an opportunity, or what do you think? We'll give it to the devious deacon first.
Okay. I definitely I heard what both of y'all said, Mr. Poole and all y'all opinions on it, both of y'all opinions, which was I think Deion made the right choice. Like Mr. Poole said, he laid the foundation down. It's time for them to build up on it. You know, he set the tone. He set the tone, and it's time for you to just build off of it and do and just whatever he started, you got to complete it. Because if you're a real sports guy and you know football, you knew Deion Sanders wasn't going to be at Jackson State for his whole career. We knew that. You knew it was a Power 5 school that was going to offer him a big deal, and definitely he deserves it for sure. And at the end of the day, like Miss Teresa said, I'm sorry, Miss. I'm sorry,
Free.
Tree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If
I
you had
got
them
these glasses
shades
on. Let me
off,
take the glasses off.
right there
Miss
you go.
Tree. Miss Tree. Yeah. I understand what you're saying about how you talk to the young man too, but at the same time, like Mr. Poole said, as young men, they need that sternness to let them know it's his way or the highway. You're not going to do this mediocrity stuff no more here at Colorado, at Boulder. I'm coming in here. I'm the man with the plan, just like he said in his press conference. He said he's going to go to he's going to have the guys opening doors saying yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and if they don't do it, they're going to answer to him. That's what he said. He just laid the law down, and
Yeah, I like
that's
that
a
part.
football
That's
coach.
not the part I
Yeah,
was talking about.
yeah.
I'm talking about where he told them to go into the transfer portal because he was bringing his guys.
No, I don't. I think you kind of took that the wrong way. I think he was saying if you got a problem because I'm bringing some guys. Now, if you want to go to the transfer portal, you make your decision now. That's on you. But I'm not going to miss you. If you don't want to, if you're not ready here for this ride, and you're not ready to work for your position when after you go on 1-11 now. Colorado's a historic program. Now they're good. I used to like Rashawn Salam, Cordell Stewart, Eric Bieniemy. I used to like those things. So
All right, Mr.
they
VJ,
got
what do you think?
tradition.
What do
Yeah,
you
I
think,
know.
Mr. VJ?
For me personally, I mean, I think that he made the right choice, and then a lot of people don't realize this. Before he even took the job, they interviewed him on 60 Minutes, and they asked him, if a Power Five school came to you, with the offer, what would you do? And he said he would entertain it. So
Yeah,
we all knew that, like Miles said, that he wasn't going to be there forever, and I think that he did an outstanding job with coming into Jackson State, laying a foundation, and really establishing a new culture there.
mm,
My grandmother went to Jackson State, and she was when I tell you she was locked in every time they were like hadn't even had an opportunity to watch them on ESPN before. But when he came there, he provided them their opportunity. So I definitely am excited and happy for what he did for Jackson State and HBCUs. And I don't think people should come at it from the standpoint that he betrayed the HBCUs and all of that, and he just used them to get to a Power Five. Because I don't think that was the case. I just feel like anybody would have done that. And I think that what Mr. Poole is saying, when you're looking at the bigger picture, ultimately when they turn around and start playing these schools and pouring money back into these programs, then it'll start making a lot more sense. So that was a really good point that you brought up, Mr. Poole. And Ms. Cree, I do understand what you're saying. When he came in and he told him to get into the portal, but I just think it was just him like trying to come in day one and establish the culture. And it kind of, when I was watching it kind of reminded me of I remember the Titans when Coach Boone came in and he was talking to him. That's immediately what popped into my head when I was watching it. But I think that he's going to do a great job in Colorado. I think he's going to turn the program around. And I think he'll get the people involved there excited about football again. So that's just my take on it.
Well, that's it, man. We can talk about it all night. Tyrone had texted me, said, man, we probably do half the show or more talking about that. And he's surely right. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a comment here from SB Nation. And the writer there, Mr. James Dater, feels that the clip didn't lend to the entire context of what Dion was saying. Did he say, hey, look, get ready to go in the portal? But he also made this statement. I'll read a little bit of the quote that he had there, and then we'll jump in and talk more about the Final Four here. He said that this is what Dion said. He said, we got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis, a.k.a. Vuitton.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
It ain't going to be no more the mess that now, as we said, these wonderful fans, the student body, and some of your parents have put up with for probably 2 decades now. I'm coming, and when I get here, it's going to be changed. So I want y'all to get ready. Go ahead and jump in that portal and do whatever you're going to get, because the more you jump, the more room we make, because we're bringing kids in who are smart and say that tough. And he later went on to talk about also the fact that he felt coming out of Jackson State, making that comparison. He didn't make Jackson State by name, but he said, look, man, you guys have a palace compared
Yeah,
to, some of our guys have to play with. You got top quality equipment. You got a top quality stadium. And he said, for you guys to go out here and not put top quality effort is what I'm kind of, putting words in between the lines. But that's what he's saying. I just want you guys to put the effort in. Now, was it a little harsh? Yeah, I think that, like you said, again, you might have done it a different way. but clearly he's trying to set the tone, and we'll find out because I mean Dion is Dion. He's been doing
Yeah.
good today, so we're going to find out pretty soon whether it's right or not. And one last thing I'll say: a lot of people question, "Oh, why would he go to a sorry program, only one game, and that's black coaches get the leftovers." Look here, man. What Dion knows is this: he knows number one, two of the marquee programs in the Pac-12 will be gone. UCLA and USC are going to be out of here. So who do you think that people are going to be looking for? Remember now, this is an entertainment business, although you're putting kids in the school. They're going to be looking at who's going to make some headlines. Colorado. You don't have that killer schedule as if you were going into the SEC, which a lot of people want to go to Auburn or maybe to Big Ten. You don't have that. You basically got an open door. And at 1-11, even if the next year you go 4-7 or 5-6, you made it the start of a turnaround.
That's a come out.
I'm sure that this Deion Sanders, as much as he has the quote unquote the prime time, he'll tell you a lot of that stuff is shtick. I mean, it's done because for entertainment value. This man's very bright, very shrewd, and I think he thought this out very well. And of course, the other thing too is Todd had put up, and he doesn't know if this is completely accurate, but he said, the war chest is about $30 million. And again, it's not about being greedy, right? It's not about being greedy, but I mean, if he can come in and do even 75% of what he did for Jackson State in terms of bringing Colorado back into the forefront, he's worth all that money and then some.
Well, he's already worth all that money and then some. Hello, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He is the best of the best, the best of the best, the best, period. So that's that. So Jackson State University was blessed, very blessed to even have him as their head coach. Colorado is very blessed to have him as their head coach, and he still can make more money than that and still be worth it. But I do just want to say thank you, Jonathan, for playing that, because the clip that I kept seeing, it wasn't saying that he was saying, hey, if you don't follow the rules, then jump into the portal. It made it seem like he went in there telling the guys, you guys all need to jump in the portal because I'm bringing my team. So it made it seem like he was telling them, kind of like when we were talking about the HBCU with the volleyball coach, where she cut all of the volleyball players' scholarships and said she was bringing in a whole new team. That's what it seemed like he was doing. And that's why I was saying I didn't like it. I have no problem with him saying, listen, it's my way or the highway. That's the way you have to be as a coach. The team has to buy into you. And like I say, I have no problem with him talking to them tough. They need to get tough. Like I say, I'm big on that. And people who see how I coach, or even with how I talk about coaches who are tough, that's what people need. That's the only way you can be a champion, is the little details and the discipline, like he says, no hats and things of that nature. So I'm 100% on board with that. So thank you, Jonathan, for clearing that up, because apparently they were just showing part of the clip and not him saying, if you're not following the rules or improving, then you can jump into the portal. So my apologies with that.
And again, that's what this reporter was saying. He's saying, yeah, I mean, did he make that statement? Yeah, he brings his own luggage. But what he was saying was, look, you guys have had it here like the Taj Mahal in comparison, like Jackson State and other places, and you're not doing anything. So he said, if you don't want to do anything, there's plenty of other guys that want to do it. And as you can see, Todd popped up. Now, I don't know if that number is true, but I'm sure there are a lot of top recruits. Now he's at a D1 school. They're like, dude, let's go play for Prime. So that's it. But anyway, guys, let's go and shift gears here. The Final Four. All right, my two young guns. Real quick. Miles, I want the quick edition. Don't go take
Gotcha.
Smoky Mountain, okay? Just all right. We have the best four teams, do you think? And if not, who do you think should have been in there and who should be out?
I don't think Ohio State belongs because of how they ended their season, losing against their biggest rival and their rival Michigan by that much at home. So I don't think they're the fourth best team. I don't. So just to say on that, I don't think they did get the four best teams in there, but they did get the three. I think Georgia, Michigan, and TCU are the three best teams in the country. And we can argue with Alabama and Tennessee maybe at the fourth spot. But that could be all day talking about that.
I knew that was going to circle back to the Smoky Mountain. Oh, yeah, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Number 7 should leapfrog everybody.
We're 6. We were 6. We're 7, but we're 6 now. We're 6.
All right. VJ, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think they got 3 out of the 4 best teams. I don't think that they got the 4 best teams. I think that they did right with, Georgia, Michigan, and obviously TCU. I don't think you can move them down after losing a close game in the conference championship, in overtime. So I didn't expect them to move TCU down. Ohio State, I don't think that they're better than Alabama. But at the end of the day, I will say this. I don't think Ohio State's a better team than Alabama. But at the end of the day, Alabama did it to themselves. As much as I love my alma mater, they did it to themselves. And if you want to be included in the 4, you have to win games. You have to leave no doubt. And because that doubt was left out there about the way that they performed throughout the year, holes off. Well, defensively, majority of it was defensively. And, they had some struggles offensively, but 2 losses. They've never put a 2-loss team in. But if I could have ever seen them doing it, it would have been Alabama. I just don't think you could overlook a 22-point blowout, getting outscored 28-3 at home in the biggest game on your schedule. And then you got a team that lost 2 games by 4 points. So, and they set it up for them to possibly try to play them again, which we know is not going to happen. So,
We don't know that it's not going to happen. It may happen.
Head to head don't matter no more. Huh?
Georgia, I would be highly that. I got
head to head don't matter no more. Huh?
I have 30.
Head to head don't matter no more. We beat you straight up. You still better than us. Wow. When did they start doing that?
63 to South Carolina. 63 to South Carolina. Okay. But I have like 40 people I can call. If Ohio State beats Georgia,
it don't matter who you can call. I'm just saying it could happen.
No, I'm just saying they better hope
that people never want to give the Big Ten their credit. And that bothers me. Ohio State and Michigan. Well, Michigan first, the winningest program in football. Ohio State, the second winningest program in football. Everybody's always talking about SEC. SEC is great, right? And you guys have been running football for the longest recently. But you still have to give respect to the 2 winningest programs in college history, which is Michigan and Ohio State. And so I just always laugh when I hear, especially the Alabama people, because we know how you guys are, which don't get me wrong, great reason, right? I mean, you can't talk about college football and not talk about how great Alabama is. I mean, you guys are phenomenal. You're always in everybody's tail year after year after year. What you guys have done is historic, and it will continue to be, because we know that Nick Saban is not happy right now. And so, he's already preparing for next year to come back and start taking the reins again, which is phenomenal. But I just really would like for people to start giving the Big Ten, mainly Michigan and Ohio State, the respect. And I don't even like Ohio State. We know I can't stand them, right? Because I'm go blue. But I do think, and in my opinion, that they are the best team. I think that they should have been higher than TCU. That's just my opinion. But of course, I understand with the way things happen and their loss. Yes, I do agree with putting them back. But I just think it's so funny. Right? Yeah, they got the top three. But it's funny because I already knew you both were going to say that because you love Tennessee and you love Alabama.
But no, I respect Michigan. Okay. I do give Michigan respect, for real. I do too.
I give Michigan respect. Coach Harbaugh, he recruited me. He was the recruiter out of Western Kentucky. He brought me to Western Kentucky. You know what I mean? So I got much respect for Jim Harbaugh. So
you went to Western Kentucky?
I went to Western Kentucky, yes, back in 99, 2000.
Listen,
yes,
now we really have a problem because now we have a rival because I went to Middle Tennessee and we don't like y'all.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That's because y'all are rival in the Conference USA.
Oh, okay. Well, but yeah, I give Big Ten that pride. But literally, their biggest wins, Ohio State, was Notre Dame and Penn State. Are you serious? That's their biggest wins of the season. Ohio State doesn't deserve to be there at number 4. They don't. I'm sorry. They just don't. They ain't played nobody. They ain't proved nothing. They got athletes. They got receivers. They got running backs. They got C.J. Stroud. They got Marvin Harris Jr. to two running backs. They're loaded talent wise, but they haven't proved nothing to show how talented they really are against the equal kind of talent that the South brings. Is in Tennessee, is in Alabama, as who? I'm talking about Ohio State.
I know. That's why you said don't have the equal talent that the South brings? Like, really?
No, well, I know I haven't seen it. They don't play each other to see it, really. You know what I mean? Because
what about the talent that the Midwest brings?
That means timeout. Okay, gentlemen, we have to go to a break. We gotta let you guys go. But I'm just gonna remind you of one thing. About 7 years ago, we had a similar scenario where a highly touted Alabama Crimson Tide was set up to take number 4 Ohio State.
Ezekiel Elliott, yep.
And if you remember, Alabama looked like they were going to make the game a laugher in the first quarter, ran up to a big lead, and then Ohio State released the Zeke. And next thing you know,
that's true.
So I'm just saying.
I was in New Orleans when that happened.
Right. So I'm saying, guys, all right, guys, before we let you go, we always like to let people know about what is going on. You do have a benefactor, Todd. He says, Ohio State is a joke. Coach State should be working as a greeter at Walmart.
You're wrong for that, Todd. Even though, like I said, I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm a Big Ten fan, but that was a little cruel.
All right, gentlemen, let people know how they can find out more about you and the show, and also if you have your own social media. So I'll go to the Devious Deacon first. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The No Sports Talk Radio Show. We're on YouTube every Thursday night from 7 to 8, and on Facebook, the No Sports Talk Radio Show, and we keep you in the know, man. That's all we're doing. Keep me in the know and keep me informed. Tune in, please.
Hey, you got an official handle on social media because he don't follow instructions. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you guys can follow us at the No Sports Talk Show on Facebook as well as on our YouTube channel. So it's the same thing. So you, like Miles already said, each and every Thursday. But yeah, those are both our social media channels right now, and looking to add, another coming soon. So yes, indeed.
We coming up, Mr. Simmons. We ain't got all the J8Simmons.com, everything you got right now. We coming though, brother. We coming. We gotta get to your level, sir.
Listen, that's what we want. We want you to get to the level and keep on going. Keep on going. All right, guys, we keep on going. We got to go to a commercial break, but don't go nowhere. You're watching and listening to the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be back in just a moment.
Mr. Poole, Ms. Tree, privilege. Thank you.
Back.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, we're back here for the final segment of the Real Talk Sports Show. Right next to me, the champion Tyrone Poole, and right next to him, the queen, Miss Tree Dolman.
Can I make a quick announcement before you go on?
You certainly may. I'm glad you reminded me. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say to everyone, if you're in the giving spirit during Christmas, that my nonprofit organization, Making a Better Me Incorporated, we are doing a Christmas toy drive to donate toys. Oh, thank you. To donate toys to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital. A lot of the children in this hospital have a lot of terminal illnesses, cancer, different things of that nature. And we know that they're already going to be sad to be in the hospital during Christmas. And so we just want to put some joy into their hearts, put a smile on their face. And so you can either make a financial donation at our website, makingabetterme.org, or you can click on the link on our page that will take you to our Amazon registry. We do have items that are specifically approved for the hospital. They're very specific about toys that we can donate. And we're donating toys all the way from the little kids up until 18 years old. And so if you want to be a blessing to some kids in the hospital, please donate to our Christmas toy drive. Again, you can do it at makingabetterme.org. And you can also look on our social media. We have the link to the Amazon registry.
There you go, right there, guys. You'll see it on the screen, makingabetterme.org. So good stuff going on there from the Queen. Now, we also have, guys, that keep in mind, the Champions got some stuff going on, too. We'll pop this on the screen right here. If you guys need a motivational speaker, call that man right there with the 2 rings. Call Mr. Tyrone Poole. He is a not one, but 2-time Super Bowl champion. And you guys can see the information right there. Hit him up. And you remember, you can follow him anywhere on social media and contact him with a DM at Tyrone Poole 38. Well, guys, NFL is now, I guess you would call this time, are we heading into the 4th quarter now? As far as number of games, we got about 4 or 5 games left. So we 4th quarter. This is it. What do you think about the Falcons, sir? Are they going to finally pull the trigger and take out Mariota and put in Desmond Ridder?
Falcons? Who?
Oh, wow.
Like, we should be talking about Philadelphia. We should be talking about Dallas. We should be talking about the Chiefs, the Bills, the
Falcons. You going to do it like that? Wow.
Woo!
But no. At this point here, this is the point of the season where you pretty much know you're not going anywhere. So why continue to serve food that you know you're not taking to your new restaurant? So if Ridder is the guy, this is the time you put him in. You put him in, you start learning. I think Pittsburgh did a great job with putting Pickett in. Hey, you got to learn on the job, man. Learn on the job, okay? And I think he's going to be ahead of the quarterback situation. The Steelers will be ahead of the quarterback situation here in Atlanta, unless they can get a great quarterback coach to come in. But at the end of the day, I think this is where you change the guard and you start looking at 2023 season.
True, what do you think?
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I couldn't wait until today. Did either one of you think that my Detroit Lions would have a better record than the Atlanta Falcons this year? Did you? It's just an honest question.
No.
I know you didn't. Did you,
right.
Tyrone? You probably didn't either.
I was comparing Detroit to Jacksonville.
Yeah, I know.
But the Falcons, I didn't think that. I thought the Falcons would have squeezed off. They would have been like right around the same number. Yeah, but Detroit, they got some things going on.
Yeah.
Flash your card up. Go ahead. I know you want to do that. Flash that card up with them W's. Go on.
With the Falcons? Bam!
Flash up your Detroit Lions. That's what
okay. Well, first, since we have the Falcons here.
All right.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Detroit. Bam!
How about them Lions? How about them Lions?
Last but not least, we got to talk about the star of the show. Hello. Bam! Skull Vikings. Skull. Look at that. Oh! I'm excited.
It should be. Vikings playing some great football. I like the other team that Tyrone mentioned, the Eagles, probably the best 2 teams in the NFC, and certainly 2 of the best teams in the NFL. Tyrone, looking at these 2 teams, it looks like Minnesota, they got the air attack going. They're rolling. And the Eagles, man, they look really just like a well-balanced team.
Yeah. I want to go back to Detroit real quick. Treaty, one thing I say about Detroit that I like, in the last 5 games, they are 4-1. 4-1 in the last 5 games. So, they can win in Detroit, man. They can win. I'm like, I don't know. I keep saying it's the Ford family. But again,
but you know what? It's not just you.
Yeah.
A lot of people says it's the Ford family. I've been hearing that since I've been hearing that a lot of my life.
But I can't say them Lions are 4-1 in the last 5 games. What's the Falcons? What are the Falcons? What are they in the last
5 games? I think they're 2-3.
2-3.
Last
Detroit.
5 games. Let's see.
What does that board say?
Last 5 games, they're 1-4.
Woo! Jonathan tried to cheat. He tried to cheat.
1-4. Ouch.
Jonathan tried to bamboozle us, man. He tried to make
it
on us, man.
It's not even close. 1-4. Ooh, that hurts.
Sure.
And sadly, they're going to look back on this season and they're going to realize that they blew an opportunity to get the postseason play, because really at the end of the day, I like Marcus Mariota, good Christian guy, but at the end of the day, Coach Smith should have made up his mind. I'm not going to allow this guy to pass in a big situation. I'm going to do what we do best, run the ball. And if it means we get stopped running the ball, so be it. But I'm not going to continue to put this guy in a position, especially calling plays, we have to just do a straight drop back. That's not his forte. He's not good at it. And I just think, to me, every time I watch him, again, he's not a good quarterback. But I think there were times when Atlanta made it worse by calling plays and trying to make him do things that he clearly showed he couldn't do. The other thing is, I'm all about loyalty. I get it. I want to be loyal to the next guy. But see, when I look at these kind of things with a quarterback, I think to myself, it's a flaw when I see a coach not willing to make a change that even non-professionals can see. Because at the end of the day, if you look at great coaches throughout history, they had to make decisions about the quarterback position. We saw with Nick Saban. He was willing to take a guy, wasn't a guy who was a slouch. He took a guy that was a Heisman Trophy candidate and sat him down. Because he said, hey, right now, I think that the guy playing behind you gives us a better chance to win. That's what he did. And then the next season, he did the same thing. And because he understood that winning championships is what the key is. Down the road, listen, everybody wants to play, but Tyrone, I'm sure that you like the idea of having them 2 Super Bowl rings. And I'm sure if somebody put you in position, look here, man, we just want you to chill out. We want you to come in and do some special plays, and you can win 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 more, you do it, because it's about winning titles.
Can I say something to what you said real quick before Tyrone responds? So, I mean, the thing that gets me is kind of like what you were saying with Nate and not playing young players.
Right.
Yeah, but see, that's your opinion. That doesn't mean that that's true. Just like I was saying then, he sees those guys in practice every single day. So he's seeing what you're not seeing. You're looking on the outside and you're not even like you're at the very, very top of the iceberg. You're not even close to the bottom or in the middle. And there's just so much that you're missing. And so I'm saying the same thing when it comes to this quarterback. You only see what you're seeing. Trust me, there's a reason if he's not playing the quarterback that you want to play. Just because you want to see him out there doesn't mean that he's ready. And there's so many things which Tyrone can even talk about that goes into playing a quarterback and how they connect with the team and the starters and the wide receivers and the everybody, the tight ends. Like it's not just pick this person, pick that person. You have to play the unit that gels the best and that fits the best and that can get the job done the best. So it's not just, so when I hear you say that even non-athletes can see this, I mean, technically you really can't. I mean, you just want to see him out there, but you have no clue why he's not playing.
Well, the only thing I can say is if this guy's not playing, then that means that we have a bigger problem. Our GM swung and missed, because at the end of the day, as much as I like Marcus Mariota, he is ranked 27 out of like 30 quarterbacks. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, how bad could this guy be if he can't at least be as similar to a guy ranked 27th in the league? And like I said, I like Marcus Mariota. And to me, again, I'll go back to the same thing. The problem is not necessarily Marcus. The problem is, to me, is why will you call plays that a guy really, he probably can't execute the way you want? And why do you pass the ball where your strength is running? That's the other thing I don't get. I mean, the team is the 3rd best running team in the league. But yet, when they need to make critical plays, all of a sudden we're going to try and throw the ball. That's really, I probably got more angst about that versus playing Marcus and not. I'll be very candid. My most of my energy is about, hey man, listen, if your strength is running the ball, run the ball. Just run the ball. I mean, because they've shown that they have been able to run against every top defense, at least You had a team that was ranked 6th. They ran the ball on them. I think these guys last week ranked 5th. In the second half, they ran the ball on them. So that's all I'm saying. So if Marcus ain't the problem, to me, the coaching staff not putting him in a position to win. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Mr. Poole?
I agree with Tree 1,000%. And it's very difficult for these rookies to come in and really grasp a huge playbook, man. A huge playbook. And like Tree say, he probably only have 75% of the offense down. Okay. I'm pretty sure the coaches, that's why they drafted him. They drafted him to come in and be the guy. Okay. So I just looked up an example of a play caller, standard NFL play caller that a quarterback has to go through. So when you guys see that guy, when he holding his helmet like that, he trying to, okay, all that stuff is going through his head now, okay? He trying to focus on the play. Now, never mind the situations happening on the field. You got 11 other guys over there who are like just foaming at the mouth to knock the brakes off of you. And then you got the crowd, okay? So you got this rookie trying to come in and learn an NFL playbook. Here's an example, okay? He holds his ears, he get the play call, then he kneels down. That's why they have it on the wristband. Even Tom Brady has a wristband, all right? So just think you got a rookie coming in, all right? So green, right, X, shift to Viper, right, 382, X, stick, lucky. All right? That's all I'm saying. I say it again for those who can't. What did he say? Exactly. Green, right, X, shift to Viper, right, 382, X, stick, lucky. Man, he's calling out the line. This is the formation, the line, the route,
all that stuff. Yep.
That's a lot of stuff, man. That's a lot of stuff. That's why you got to have a quarterback. And see, Mariota, he knows his offense. He knows it. So Mariota may say, oh, I forgot, it's green right. Oh, but he knows the rest of it. Whereas a rookie, he like, what? So again, I agree with Tree 100%. They look at film, they don't let stuff get out in public. Going back to like with Trey, okay, that's stuff that happened in that locker room that the reporters don't know anything about. But myself sitting in that locker room or sitting in that meeting room, man, coach would come out and say it. That's why you're not starting. You can't make mistakes like that. But see, you'll never hear that in the public. But we hear it in that locker room. We hear it in that film room. So guys know why they're not out. They know why they're not out there on that field. Okay, but the public, hey, we want such and such. Then once they get out there, they don't perform. What is he doing? See, if teams play their game based off what the fans wanted, man, look here. Y'all be. Well, and I think you too, Jonathan. Sometimes you got to do what's working. If it's running, run it till they, don't stop it.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point now where once he said about the third time, hey, this guy gets the best chance to win. I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, why don't you put him in the best position to win? That's my irritation. The guy, there are a lot of plays he can't make, but you keep putting him in these crazy positions. Man, God doggone, run the ball. I mean, how hard is the run? Because even on that final drive, where you're thinking they got to pass because they need a touchdown to tie the game, they ran the ball. Just ran it. And they're running at will. That's why I don't get it. I mean, especially when you get in close. I know we got guys stacked up. We got guys in the box. Dude, when teams play Atlanta, they always bring a guy up anyway. And they still ran the ball. So that's all my thing is, okay, if you're going to leave Mariota in, then you're going to have to approach it the same way that the Ravens did when they had Dilfer. Even there were some days back, and now, of course, the game was completely different. Everybody wigs out. But even back in the days of Miami, I mean, there were times, man, where Bob Greasy, a Hall of Fame quarterback, would throw the ball 6 or 7 times for the whole game. Why? Because the running attack was working. So, that's all I got to say about that. I'm through.
The other thing we don't know is how many times Patterson, he gets in that cold tub. All right? A lot of stuff, like I said, you guys don't see. Patterson probably in the treatment room as soon as they open at 5 a.m. He's there in the cold tub. Coach, you take a note of that, man. I'm like, he's a very important guy. Mariota, step up, man. We need you to step up. All right. So again, like Tree said earlier, and just like Trey said, there's a lot of stuff people don't know that happens, man. That's going on. All you do is look at what's happening on the outside. You came to the movie at the end. You don't know how the actors prepared. You just see a scene. So let's go back and revisit, look at the whole movie. Then we understand how they came up with the conclusion. Until then, man, just sit back and enjoy the movie, eat your popcorn.
I can't. I can't. I'm getting.
I love his analogies. That was like perfect.
Yeah, well, some ways that popcorn, I don't know, they didn't put enough butter in there or something. I'm not enjoying it, man. I mean, that's what I'm telling you, bro. It's not hitting me. And to the thing, I understand what you're saying about Cordero Patterson. I get it. And again, I'm gonna take it back what I said about the GM. That's why the GM drafted the way they did, and they picked up Algiers, and that's why they let my boy go, that was here before, Ali, I can't think of his last name, and brought in the hometown kid Hunley, because what they knew is we need some guys that can make that first step and run downhill. And with Algiers and with Hunley, that's what they got. And so they got guys. See, if they would just, like you said, hand the ball off and letting Cordell get his break beat off, I said, man, you're right. But I mean, let's look at the game against the Chargers. You got Algiers, 10 rushes for 99 yards. You say, well, okay, he had a 40-yard run, but still, I mean, he did his thing. Huntley, 7 carries, 34 yards. Cordell had the 13 for 44, but they were smart. Most of his carries were in close, where they say, hey, we can need you to punch this ball in or get us a first down. So I'm just saying, man, they got a three-headed monster. And push come to shove, Mariota can run. I'm just saying, man, they need to be running the ball. Quit throwing the ball around. I don't care if the guy threw the ball 15 times. Plus, it's been proven. When Mariota throws the ball less than 20 times, the Falcons win. So I'm like, you ain't throwing nothing, bro. You ain't throwing. You running. Okay, you do that play action fake. You have to get hit a little bit, but we can't have you throwing the ball, sir.
So do you wish Matt Ryan was still here now?
You know, it's funny you should mention it. No. Because here's why. Because the problem is, like I said before, the way the offensive line is, our offensive line has turned into a good run blocking offensive line. But even with Mariota, they've proven they can't pass block. So if you imagine Matt was here, he might be dead. I don't want the guy to get hurt. And that's all I said. I don't need a quarterback to be Michael Vick. I just need a quarterback to be able to move around a little bit in the pocket, to extend the play. And to Mariota's credit, there have been several times this year that's exactly what he's done, or he's gotten a first down with his legs. He got a touchdown with his leg. I'm not mad at the guy, but I'm like, why does Coach Smith keep putting the ball in his hands, telling him, I need you to make a play in the passing game, where he can't? That's not his thing.
I know what your real problem is, Jonathan.
What's that?
You're upset at the Falcons because they passed on Justin Fields, and you know that he could have come to Atlanta, and you're loving how he's breaking all of these records and running touchdowns and getting all these rushing yards. He's the quarterback you really want.
Well, all I know is now maybe Coach Smith's offense was a little bit too complicated for him, but I know, man, if he was in this offense,
you'd be a happy man.
Well, because he'd be making plays. He actually can throw the ball. Imagine that. He actually can throw a pass and throw it fairly accurately. But let me stop. Because Tyrone give me that look. So let me stop.
I'll tell you this. If you're going to win Super Bowls, man, you got to be able to throw the ball. You got to have a mixture. I always say you run the ball in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. And then when you get to the Super Bowl, you got to have a balanced offense. So you get in the Super Bowl running the ball, but you can get to the Super Bowl by running the ball, but I don't think you can win it. So you got to be able to throw and mix it up. So, the Falcons, until they get that balance again, they had that balance the last times they gone to the Super Bowl. They had that balance. So, so hopefully it's coming.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing, too, we need to be patient. I guess the problem is that they've had so many games this year where it was right there. And I realized myself, I could have been a savant, because instead of their dumb record being 5-8, they really should be 8-5. But the Lord knows, because if they were 8-5, y'all couldn't talk to me right now. I'd be like,
we wouldn't be able to tell you anything if they were 8-5.
So, thankfully, the Lord gives grace to the humble. So I'm eating a lot of humble with this daggone Falcons. So I don't know. All right.
All I know is this: Detroit has won more games in the last 5 games than the Falcons had. That's all I know.
And we have a better record. Woo woo! Woo woo! One pride.
Let's go, Detroit, Motor City.
Hey! Yeah, Tyrone. Look at Jonathan.
He cried behind the glasses, man. He got
You're
tears.
surely right. That's why I put them on. So I have the old hound dog look be like this.
Bet you would have never thought that, Jonathan.
Listen, I give Detroit credit. They have played really some inspired football. Coach Campbell, a guy they were making fun of because he's a crybaby or this and that. I mean, the people have felt the guy's energy, and this team has bought in. And I mean, first of all, what shocked me, their offense was so good even when they were losing. They were just putting points up on everybody. And now they got some balance on that defense. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, if they keep going, now this seems odd, but they could mess around sneaking the playoffs themselves.
Oh, I know. I predicted them to go to the playoffs, so I'm hoping that we do.
So
Here's
anything can happen.
Here's my question: do you think the Eagles going to keep this momentum going into the playoffs, or will they slip up and somebody come in and beat them? My dark horse are the 49ers. The Cowboys, they're my dark horse as well. But the question is, do you think the Philadelphia Eagles, the way they're playing, you think they're going to keep that momentum going and end up going to the Super Bowl, or will they slip on a banana peel somewhere during the playoffs?
I think they're going to slip on a banana peel somewhere. And I think that it's going to be very unfortunate. I always think that it's good for teams to have one or two losses in there, just because you grow, as you know, as a former player. Those losses change you. And when you're winning and winning and winning, sometimes you have to go through those losses. And then it's like, you know what? I am never feeling this again. It's not happening again. And sometimes when you're constantly winning, it can be bad when it comes to the playoffs, because as you know, it's a whole new season and there's so many teams that are hungry. So I do think they'll slip on a banana peel.
Wow. I'm thinking them Vikings may end up going to the Super Bowl, man.
I'm hoping so. I think so too. I'm actually hoping that they do go to the Super Bowl.
But they haven't been for a long time, and they've certainly had some tough near misses. We go back 20 years ago, where ironically, the Falcons knocked them off a team that was 15-1. Really one of the best teams during that era, and really should have went to the Super Bowl. And I think
even in 2018.
Yep.
My husband and I mean, we were preparing to head to the Super Bowl because it was in Minnesota, and we were watching them, and we were like, they're going to come back. They're going to win. They're going to win this game. And we thought that they would be the first NFL team to play the Super Bowl at home.
Right.
And we were just distraught when they did not win that game. That really messed us up.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, like you said, they have been in the hunt. They've had some really outstanding teams. As much as people poke fun of Kirk Cousins, I mean, during the regular season for sure. I mean, he's always kept them. I mean, he's all blinged up. So hopefully, with the bling, that'll help him out. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be wide open, Tyrone. I mean, it's hard to say, but the Eagles, the one thing that they do have, and you talk about, they are really a balanced team defensively and offensively. They have a very good defense, and if they have to. They're not the team you really want to play to be behind by like maybe one score, or maybe it's a close game and they get the ball back, because they can basically run out the clock. Their quarterback has the ability to throw the ball, but he can hurt you on the ground as well. So yeah, the Eagles are going to be a tough out. Yeah.
What about you, Tyrone? Do you think they're going to slip on a banana peel or no?
Yeah, I agree with you, Tree. At some point, it's even like I would not want to go undefeated. I would rather win lose a game prior to going into the playoffs. It kind of makes you refocus. If I'm going to get that loss, let me get that loss or them two losses. I know I'm going to the playoffs. We already got whatever secured. I'd rather have that loss. Give me that left hook right before I go into the ring. It's like on the sideline. You see them guys crack that ammonia. They crack it. It wakes them up right before kickoff. Okay, I'm in a football game now. So I think the Eagles need to have that loss right before another loss before they go into the playoffs, and maybe that'll wake them up. But let me ask you guys this: what do you think about Lamar Jackson? You think Lamar, that injury, you think, he comes back, you think he's gonna be thinking about that injury, it's gonna affect his play, or do you think he's just gonna go on out there and man, look here, I'm playing for a contract and
Well, we got 10 seconds. The clock is on 9:30. So Tree, give him a quick answer on that. What he said that.
I mean, I definitely think he's playing for a contract, but I'm just hoping that he can because I was really worried when he got that injury.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think he's trying to play for a contract and prove a point. But I hope he remains safe. Tyrone, you got the last word, sir.
Tyrone Poole 38, all social media.
Whoa, wait. I got to at least put your banner up there, bro. Hold
Work
on.
that thing.
Work that thing. Let's get it real quick. There we go.
Work that thing every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at
Every Wednesday.
7 p.m. Go to Tyrone Poole 38.
He put everybody up on Tyrone.
Hey, go work that thing.
See, I'm like Marcus Mariota. You give me the ball in the clutch. It's like, oh, I'm fumbling away. All right, Tyrone Poole 38. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
All right. Miss Tree Dolman, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Again, if you want to donate to our toy drive, you can donate at makingabetterme.org. And then you can click on the link for our Amazon registry. You can find me on all social media at Purple Diva 13, as well as Ms. America International 2022.
There you go. All right, guys. I'm not, that's not me. There we go. All right. Anyway, look, you can see we got to get out of here and wrap it up. Thank you for joining us very, very much. Remember, if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, personal Savior, as your personal Savior, please, sir, get to know him today. It's absolutely urgent. Nobody loves you like him. He died for your sins. And if you believe that, you have two great things that will happen to you. You become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven, and you become an adoptive child of God with all the rights therein. So until the next time we see you again, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your evening. So long.
Bye.